Welcome back to Ramblings of a Storyteller. This is the quiet corner, where the lights sit low, where stories don't rush, and where nothing has to justify its existence before it's allowed to be felt. If you're here, pull up a chair. We're not in a hurry. I've been thinking about thresholds lately. Not the dramatic kind. Not the kind you cross with a suitcase in hand or a door slammed behind you. The quieter ones. The ones you stand in for a while. The ones where you realize you don't have to walk through just because someone else is waiting on the other side. There was a time when I felt obligated to explain everything. Why I said no, why I slowed down, why I didn't respond right away, why I wasn't ready yet. I thought clarity meant disclosure. I thought maturity meant justification. But a few months ago, something shifted. I was on a call about a project. A good one. The kind that looks impressive on paper. The kind that would have made an earlier version of me say yes before the sentence finished. They asked if I could start immediately. And I felt it. Not fear, not doubt, just pressure. A tightening in my chest that didn't feel like excitement. It felt like obligation. I remember staring at my screen for a second just too long. Old me said, don't miss this. Don't complicate it. Don't disappoint. Something steadier rose up underneath that. And I said calmly, I'm not ready to step into this yet. Not a long explanation, not a performance of busyness, not a soft apology wrapped in gratitude. Just that. Not yet. When the call ended, I expected anxiety. Instead, there was relief. Not dramatic relief, not fireworks, just quiet steadiness. Like I had stayed home instead of wandering off. The threshold of consent isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself with declaration. It feels more like a subtle shift in your body. A tightening when something asks too much. A softening when something feels true. I've started paying attention to that. The body knows before the mind does. There are conversations I no longer feel obligated to continue. Projects I no longer feel obligated to justify. Explanations I no longer feel obligated to offer. And what surprised me most wasn't the tension of holding that line. It was the relief. The relief of choosing fewer doors. The relief of realizing that every open door is not an assignment. The relief of understanding that access is not entitlement. It's changed my relationship to my work. I don't feel the same compulsion to narrate every pivot. I don't feel the same urgency to turn process into product before it's ready. Some ideas are allowed to incubate. Some seasons are allowed to be private. Some growth is allowed to happen without being explained to anyone. Maybe that's the real threshold. Not the one between yes and no, but the one between self-abandonment and self-trust. On the porch this evening, the air feels cool but steady. There are doors in this house that remain closed, not because I'm hiding, but because I'm tending to what's inside, and I don't owe the hallway an explanation. The threshold isn't a wall, it's a place of alignment, a place where you ask, is this invitation mutual? Is the timing honest? Is this mine to carry? And sometimes the bravest answer isn't yes. Sometimes it's not yet. This has been another rambling, a margin note in February, a reminder that sovereignty can be quiet, that consent is not confrontation, it's clarity. Thank you for sitting with me at the doorway. Until next time, this was Ramblings of a Storyteller, a threshold honored, a door chosen, a story still becoming.